Mrs. Harry here with Notary to Notary, and I wanted to talk to you guys about what to do in the event that a notary signing service or a loan company does not pay you. So there are times, very rarely, that you will do a closing and then a signing service or a title company will not issue payment, or you have not received payment. Let's say that. And this can happen for a number of reasons. It could be that your address on file is wrong. You may have moved and haven't updated your W-9. It could be that your check was just returned in the mail for some reason. It could be that the company was doing paper checks and then they switched over to direct deposit and you had to fill out a form to get direct deposit. It could be an oversight. They just mistakenly hadn't issued your payment. Whatever the reason, that's why it's so important to keep track of all of your signings. This is why I live by Notary Assist. So Notary Assist is a great online program, and I'm going to put the link for that in the description of the video. But basically, Notary Assist allows you to put all of your signings into one place. You can put everything about the signing, so like the borrower's name, address, order number, the company that hired you, the date you did it, how much you're supposed to be paid for it, everything that you need. In the event that you don't receive payment, you could reach out to that company with all the information from that signing, which is so important, because if you just call or email a company and say, hey, I'm missing a payment for a sign that I did, but I'm not sure the day or the borrower's name, they may not be able to pull up that file number and get you your missed payment. So it's so important to put all the information into your Notary Assist, so that way you can present it to them with all the credentials of that signing. Okay, so with my Notary Assist, what I do is usually on Monday, I go through my unpaid signings and I look at what's 30 days past due. So most companies will pay you either on a 2-week schedule, a 30-day payout, or like title companies will pay out right after funding. So if it's a refinance after the 3 business days, usually with title companies you'll get paid in about a week or so. So I just look and see. I always just go by 30 days out. So what's 30 days past due? And then I reach out to those companies. I usually do that every Monday. And it's never a lot of companies. It's usually like 1 or 2 that are past due. And usually it's either one of 2 things. It's that I forgot to update a payment, that I would send an email, which I'll tell you about in a second, but I'll send them an email with all the information, and I say, it could be an oversight on my behalf, but my records don't show that I received payment for this signing. So my records don't show that I received payment for this signing. And then they will either email me back how the payment was made, like we mailed the check out with this check number on this date, or we emailed the check on this date, or we issued a direct deposit on this date. And that way I can go back into my checking account and verify that information. So if it's not an oversight on my behalf, then it's usually an oversight on their behalf, where they have the wrong address, or they forgot to issue the check, or they switched over to direct deposit from paper checks and I hadn't put in my bank account information. Okay, so usually on the first reach out to these companies, they usually get it fixed, but there are sometimes they don't. So what you do typically is, when I go through my Notary Assist and I see a past 30-day payment. So let me point this out too. So most companies do pay out 2 weeks up to 30 days. There are companies who do 60 days and 90 days, but I don't work for those companies because it's not a good fit for me. I don't want to wait that long to be paid, so 30 days is the most that I do. But what happens is I go through my Notary Assist and then I see what's 30 days past due. And then I will send an email and I'll just say, hi, I was just checking. I wanted to update my records and I'm not showing a payment received for, and I'll put the borrower's information, or the borrower's name, the file number if I have it, and the date that I did it. And I'll say, it could be oversight on my behalf, but could you please verify how payment was made so I can update my records? Usually I get a response that day or the next day, and they'll tell me, oh, it was an oversight, we're sending it out now, or we did send payment, this is how it came. But in the event that you don't hear back, or you're getting a lot of runaround, because I've had situations like that where they just haven't paid me, and they may not respond, or like my most recent company kept asking me to send the same invoice over and over again, which this actually happened to me a couple days ago. It was a new company that I started working with. They seemed like they were pretty good. They had, nice website, everything like that. It was like, okay, I can start with these people. I start with new companies all the time. And so this is a delinquent payment from, this is July. I think it was May. It was from May. So I did the signing in May. It should have been paid out. It was the beginning of May. It should have been paid out at the beginning of June. So now we're in July. So it started off with me sending a few emails. You know, I don't usually hassle people. I'll send one and then I'll come back the next Monday, send another one. But after like the second email, they kept asking me to send the invoice and there was never anybody I could talk to. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And after about 2 or 3 emails and I try to call, usually you will get a good response back that they're trying to fix it. With this one company, I wasn't getting anything. I was just getting a blank email that was like, just send the invoice again. And I was like, okay, this is not gonna work. So my last email to them was basically like, you know, I've reached out to you guys quite a bit and I put the dates that I've emailed. I haven't heard anything back. I've submitted my invoice 3 or 4 times. I still haven't had confirmation. This signing was done on this date. You guys are very delinquent, and I usually can be lenient with companies with, you know, as far as, you know, receiving payment if there's an accounting mix-up or whatnot. But at this point, I'm not getting any kind of feedback. No one's answering my phone or returning my phone calls, and I'm not getting, like, I don't feel like you guys are taking this seriously. So I just let them know that this is my last communication with you guys. I expect payment on this date, and if I don't have it by this date, mailed to this address on the invoice, then I will just have my attorney start the civil process and do a demand letter. And with that, I don't talk anymore. I do have a company that I use to do my demand letters, but I don't talk about it anymore. I send that and that's it. And every single time they pay me after that. But I'm just saying, this company, I think after I sent that, I had to check in like a couple days, like a week at the most. I had to check. But it took me this whole long process, and then as soon as I said I'm gonna, you know, have my attorney, and they knew, because I said it was my last communication with you all, so anything further would come from my attorney. And they sent the check out to me. But that is how you can do it. You don't have to go as long as I do. Most people, like on average, you can send 2 or 3 emails, or even 1 or 2. It depends on what you feel comfortable with. And then you can have an attorney just do a demand letter, and that way you get your payment that way. So that is the final step, but I've never had to actually go to court for any payments. Usually once I get to that point, they send the check out. No one wants to go to court, right? Because then you're paying what you owe me plus court costs, plus attorney fees. So no one wants to do that. So just keep in mind that it's so important for you to keep track of your signings. Use Notary Assist or any other software that you really like, because oversights happen and you don't want to be out working and not getting paid, and it's so easy to miss it. Okay, it is so easy to miss it. And if you think, I got it, it might not seem like a big deal if you miss 1 or 2 here and there, but that could be $100, $200 that you're missing because you're not keeping track of your signings. You have to keep track of it. Oversights happen all the time. I've been doing this for 7 years, and every month almost I have to follow up with at least 1 company. Well, not every month, but most months. I would say at least like 8 months out of the year I'm following up with a company and like, hey, I was looking for this payment. That's I work with a lot of companies, so there's always like, okay, and I bring on new companies sometimes as well. And it's so important to keep track of your signings, because this is your business, it's your money. You need to make sure that you get paid, right? Don't you want to get paid for what you do? So like I said, I use Notary Assist. I love Notary Assist. Like, I swear by Notary Assist. You can put everything in there. It even lets you put like your expenses in it. It lets you print off like your end of year reports that you can use for your taxes and things like that. It's just a great software, and I think it's like $7.99 a month. And it's awesome and it's amazing. So until next time, guys, happy signing. If you want more training, you can visit us online at notarytonotary.com to register for the notary signing agent training or for the e-notary training. If your state licenses e-notaries, please check before you purchase the course, because all states don't do it, but most states are, especially now with everything with COVID, everything going on. So anywho, you guys, I will see you in the next video. Until next time, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification so you can see when we're posting the next video. And until next time, happy signing!